In today's video, we are going to review 7 hands from my latest poker tournament using a software training tool called PokerSnowie to see where I made good EV plays and where I made bad negative EV plays and what I can do to improve my overall game. Hopefully you learned something too, so let's get started. Good morning and welcome to my very first hand review using PokerSnowie, a game theory optimized artificial intelligence that reviews your hands from either poker tournaments or cash games to analyze them and let you know where you made some good EV plays and where you made some bad EV plays and what to do to improve them. So hopefully you learned something along with me. What we're going to do is we're going to watch the hand that I played on PokerStars, and then we will go into PokerSnowie after that hand and review it and see what the artificial intelligence said I did right and what I did wrong. So with that, let's get to the first hand. Ace Queen suited on the button. That's a nice hand. So we're going to re-raise. He raises 13% of the time. Yeah, I'm still going to 3-bet. That might not have been big enough. So the hope is to build a big pot. So if we do hit hearts or queen or an ace, we're sitting in good position. And that's a complete whiff. He folds the seat bets 100% of the time. So called. I think I am beat. I see he's got like a small pair, 3, 4, maybe 5. I wonder if I should bluff him. Yep, 8. I thought small pair. Okay, so not a hand that I think I played very well. So let's see what PokerSnowie says. So I dealt Ace Queen suited on the button. So good cards, good position. It folds to Ten21, who has pocket 8s. Of course, we don't know that at the time. He raises to 424. It's funny, PokerSnowie will actually analyze the opponent's, the villain's hands as well. Even says right here, your hand is not strong enough for a value raise and also not appropriate for a bluff raise. You should have just called. Oh, sorry, made a mistake here. Silver Moon made the first bet. They called the big blind. So it's saying Jakar in middle position or even late position with 8 should have just called, not raised. I raised with Ace Queen suited, and PokerSnowie says that is correct. It's a positive EV play. Although it's saying I should have raised more, and I even said that in the video. I don't think I raised enough. So it's saying I should have raised pot. I raised about half a pot. So I should have raised, I raised 960. Yeah, I should have raised 1800. Okay, so bigger raise. Jakar calls, which PokerSnowie says is correct. Flop comes 3, 4, 5. Again, I totally miss. Jakar checks. I make a continuation bet of 546. PokerSnowie says that's the wrong move. It says if I'm going to bet a quarter pot, that I should check 100% of the time. Yeah, even half a pot. Should always check. So 2 overcards. Yep, check. Although betting is still a positive EV play, to maximize your value, you want to check. Okay. Turn comes Jack of clubs. Again, I have nothing. Jakar checks. I check. I gain. I said, continue bet on the turn, and then I gave up on, continue bet on the flop, and then I gave up on the turn, and saying check is the right move, although betting would have been a positive EV move as well, but I checked, and that's the correct move. River comes 7, complete whiff for me, card checks, and then, yeah, PokerSnowie saying check, so basically just give up. Okay, so lesson learned, bet more with ace queen suited, so bet 2, 3, yeah, bet more on the, bet more pre-flop, and then, yeah, on the flop, I should have checked instead of bet. Okay, let's move on to the next hand. Ladies. Okay, I've only played 4 hands against him, but he has raised every single hand, which means he's a little loose. That's an interesting flop. An ace or a jack, I'm done. Crap. Might scare him too. Ah, he did check. I think he's got an ace, but like with a bad kicker, like an ace 5 or something. Oh, but I'm not giving up queens. Can't give up the queens. He had nothing. What did he have? 4s. Okay. Okay, so for this hand, I could dealt pocket queens in the big blind. So under the gun +1 raises to 360. 3 times the big blind. Everybody folds to me. I re-raise to 960, so about 2.5 times more than what he bet. PokerSnowie says, yeah, good to re-raise, but re-raise more. So again, like in the first hand, I didn't re-raise enough. So I raise an entire pot rather than 0.68. So, okay. Now flop comes Jack, Jack, Ace, and that scared me because he did raise pre-flop, so I figured he had premium cards like Ace King or Ace Jack or something. I didn't put him on 4s, which was wrong. So that ace and those jacks scared me, so I checked, which PokerSnowie says is the correct move. A bet still would have been positive, but saying you should check 100% of the time. PokerSnowie is saying he should have raised, but he checked. So the turn comes a 3. I check again. PokerSnowie says good move. Now when he bet quarter pot. No, he bet 0.35. I thought he had the ace, and he was afraid I had a flush draw, so he was betting at a protection. But I think he was just trying to take a stab at it. I was stubborn and didn't give up my queens, so I called, which PokerSnowie says is the right move. Flop comes, the river comes a 10 of clubs. I check. which PokerSnowie says is correct. So when there's an overcard, play a little safer. He checks. Although PokerSnowie is saying he should have bet 90% of the time, and luckily I win it at showdown. So I played that hand pretty good. Could have raised more pre-flop, and then basically check call, check call, check call. Okay, next hand. Okay, stay aggressive. Queen 10 beats me. Well, I don't think he has it. I got 2 pair. Does he have Queen 10? Well, if he's got Queen 10, he beats me. He had nothing. Okay, so this hand I get dealt Ace-King offsuit in the cutoff. Good hand, decent position. It folds to me. I raise 2.5 times pot, 2.75. Or 2.75 big blind, sorry, half pot. PokerSnowie is saying that's the correct move. Raise half pot, minus 0.53. So, good bet, good open raise. This guy calls again. Yeah, PokerSnowie saying, nope, you should have folded 10-5 in the small blind. Yeah, well, that's where you capitalize on other people's mistakes. So, dream flop for me. King, 9, Jack, Rainbow. I got top pair, top kicker. He checks to me. I make 0.4 pot bet. PokerSnowie is saying I should have made a smaller bet. Okay. This GTO PokerSnowie likes small bets. Well, I wanted to stay aggressive, and I figured I had the best hand. He called. It's the wrong move. He opened 10-5, 9-10. Oh, he's hoping for his queen. He's going for his gut shot. Nicely. Okay, so turn card is a 8 of diamonds. I get checked 2. I bet 600. Now it's saying the bet is the correct move, but I should have bet an entire pot. This is suboptimal bet size. Yeah, I should have bet more. 600 was, yeah, about third pot. Yeah, okay, so bet more on the turn. I should bring you the lead like this. He calls again. Turn card, ace hearts for me, which, I mean, I was happy I had 2 paired. But now Queen 10 beats me. Queen 10 beat me on the flop too, so not that scary of a card. If he's got the straight or he doesn't. He bets into me, so he's bluffing. And I made the right call. I thought about re-raising, but I didn't want to re-raise and then get re-raised again, because then I knew he would have the straight. So I just figured a call, that's the most I'm going to get out of him, and PokerSnowie says that's the correct move. So. Okay, so I played that hand pretty good. Could have been a little more aggressive on the turn, but played pretty good. Okay, next hand. Okay, time to double up or go broke. I really want him to play. Come on. Yes. Go all in. Come on. Yeah! Whew, that was big. All right, so here I get dealt pocket aces in the hijack position, late position. Yeah, obviously great starting hand. So here I just wanted to see how my bet sizing was. This sub Joe guy that I've been playing against at this table for probably about 2 hours. We're on hand 127 at this point. His VPIP has been 90% of the hands, and his PFR is 70. So very loose, aggressive player. So I really wanted to play a pot against him. I didn't expect him to have queens. He's such a loose player. I was expecting garbagey game. But in this hand, I got a little lucky that he had queens. And yeah, I took down a big pot. So let's see how I did with my bet sizing. That's what I'm curious about. So I open raise to 330, which is about 2.75 big blinds. Yeah, and PokerSnowie saying half pot, good open raise. He re-raises with queens as he should. I re-raise again, which PokerSnowie is saying, yeah, you got aces, get as much money in as you can. But for him, yeah, he should have re-raised again, is saying. Interesting. But he called. Flop comes 5-2-7, which I'm pretty happy with. No Broadway cards. I've got the nut flush backdoor draw. I figured him raising, he had a decent premium pair, ace king or kings queens. So I put him on, so 5-7-2 is perfect because he thinks he's got the best hand. I open raise with 0.38 of a pot. PokerSnowie saying no, bet a little more. So again, common theme here. I'm not betting enough on the flop and turns. He calls, which I probably would have done too. 8 of hearts comes up on the turn. Now I'm getting a little nervous because there's a spade draw and a heart draw on there. So plus a straight draw. I'm getting a little nervous. I bet 0.75 of a pot again because I'm getting a little nervous, a little bit of protection. PokerSnowie is saying no, I should have bet 1.4 times pot. So I should have bet double. That would have put me all in. Okay, so it's saying I should have just gone all in at this point. But he went all in, which he should have done as well. He made the right move. I called, which is the correct move. King of diamonds on the river, which doesn't scare me. We're already all in. I show pair of aces. He's got queens. I win the pot. All right, so again, bigger bet sizing on the flop and turn for this hand. So I played the ace as well, but I got him all in the end, so I guess I got as many chips out of him as I could. But it's saying I should have gone all in on the turn. Okay, lesson learned. Next hand. Just a donk bet. Did you get a 10? Sure, we'll try one more. Okay, top pair, top kicker, and a nut flush draw. He doesn't have a king. I think he's got a pair of tens. I'm just going to check it down because I don't think he's going to call with anything. And I want to expose myself to a re-raise. Yeah. Eights, even better. Okay, so in this hand, I get dealt ace queen offsuit in mid position. Actually, the next 1, 2, 3 hands we're going to review are all ace queen offsuit. So it'll be interesting to see with these ace queen offsuit, the exact same 2 cards, how to play them differently based on position and how many opponents you have. So this will be interesting for the next 3 hands. So it is folded to me. And again, I raise 2.75 big blinds. PokerSnowie is saying, no, raise smaller. Only a third of the pot, not half pot. Although the EV's the same. So that's usually my standard raise, 2.5 to 2.75 big blinds in tournaments. Depending on the table, sometimes I'll go to 3, sometimes I'll just min bet, but min raise, I mean. Anyways, Warcroft calls. Doctordo, he calls, which is the wrong move. PokerSnowie is saying he should have raised with his 8s. Calling is indeed better than folding. However, besides raising your top hands, you should mix it up with some bluff hands. This is a very good candidate, so you should have raised. Interesting. Okay. Flop comes 10, 6, 5. So, I mean, I got 2 overpairs, and like I said in the video, I've got my ace of clubs, so I'm hoping maybe to get that backdoor flush draw. Doctordo bets. PokerSnowie saying he should have checked. I called. All right, that's the correct move. I wasn't sure, because I missed the board, but I do have 2 overcards, and I got a backdoor flush draw. So I thought, you know what? I just want to see 1 card. So I called, and PokerSnowie saying that's the right move. Warcroft. Oh yeah, and I also got 2 other opponents too. We're 3-handed here. So that makes a big difference too. Queen of clubs. Couldn't have got a more perfect card. Top pair, top kicker, and not flush draw. So that's awesome. Gets checked around to me. I bet, which is the correct move. Correct bet sizing. Wow, I actually learned something from this program. Right bet size. I did something right. Doctoro, he calls. He should have folded. And I would have, with 2 overcards up there, yeah, I would have folded too. But again, we make money when others make mistakes. So, King of Diamonds comes up. Didn't really scare me. I really didn't think he had a king. He checked, and I checked. Yeah, PokerSnowie saying that was the right move. Yeah, because, I mean, there's now a straight draw, or sorry, straight on the table. If he had ace, jack, which he very well could have had. He could have quite possibly had the king, or even 2 pair. Maybe not 2 pair, but again, I didn't want to bet and then have him re-raise, whether it's a bluff or to say, hey, I've got a straight, and then I would have lost whatever showdown. Bluff catcher I would have had here with the queen. So yeah, that ace queen offsuit I played as perfectly as GTO PokerSnowie says. So that was a good hand for me. Okay, next hand. Okay, he's got a jack. What's he gonna call it? Something small. Yeah. Easy money. Did you have a jack or did you have a 9? Oh, ace 10. Better than I thought, but not as good as me. Okay, so another ace queen offsuit hand. This time I get it under the gun. and I immediately raise again 2.75 or half pot. PokerSnowie is saying, "Yep, good job, half pot bet, well done." So good move there. Offsuit fish cake. Interesting name. He called. We don't know any info about him. And W Welker makes a call. He should have folded with ace 10. I may have called. He was in the big blind, so he already invested. Yeah. Well, the call's a pretty negative EV play. Okay. Flop comes 7, Jack 6 with 2 diamonds. Again, I whiff, just like the other ace queen from the previous hand. I whiff on the flop. And in years before, I would probably fold here and just give up. But I've floated a bit more on the flop just to kind of see what the turn brings. Especially when everybody checks. So Welker checks, I check, which is the correct move. And Mr. Offsuit Fish Cake checks as well. Perfect turn, just like on the last hand. Ace. The only thing that beats me is Ace King. I know Welker doesn't have a set, or he would have raised. So good hand for, or good card for me. Welker checks was interesting. He's got the ace. I think he would lead out, but he checked. I made a quarter size pot bet. PokerSnowie says, "Hey, good job." Offsuit Fish Cake folds. Welker calls. He makes the right move as well. 9 of spades on the river. Doesn't really scare me all that much. I don't think he's got 8-10, 8-5. Yeah, those aren't in his range. He was in the big blind. He could have. Yeah, possibly. But anyways, he checks, which again is interesting. With that ace out there, I'm surprised. I guess he checked to me, who was the aggressor. Although PokerSnowie is saying that 85% of the time you should bet in the spot. I make a quarter size bet. PokerSnowie says, "Hey, good job." Welker calls, which he should with ace high, and I take down the pot with a better kicker. So I played that one pretty good as well. Okay, next hand. Not a fan of these ace queen offsuits. Nope. I have a fold to any re-raise. Four-person flop. 3-person. Another swing and a miss. I will call and see one more card, hoping for a heart, a queen, or an ace. Queen will work. What does he have? Maybe pocket tens? No, I would have raised. He has maybe... He had junk. He had nothing. Yeah, 8, 9, 8, yeah. Okay, the third ace-queen offsuit hand. This one I get dealt in middle position. I just make a min-raise here. Oh, which is actually saying is the correct move. Usually I bet 2.5 to 3 big blinds. This one I just made a min-raise, but PokerSnowie is saying, "Hey, no, good size." So okay. Gooby calls, 8-9 suited. Yeah, PokerSnowie saying it's a little loose, especially if you're getting an open razor in front of you. Dordo, who's a very loose player, calls. We go to flop, 3-handed, 8-2-4, and just like the other two ace-queen hands I played, Missed the flop, but I got that backdoor flush draw and 2 overcards. I check. Correct move. Kobe bets. Wrong move. Which is interesting because he's got top pair now. You know, I'm going to back up just a sec. I was the pre-flop raiser, and normally I would continuation bet here. But PokerSnowie is saying no, don't c-bet. I guess I got 2 more to act after me. Okay. Anyways, I call, which was the correct move. Not call 85% of the time here, and 15% of the time raise pot. Re-raise pot. Wow. Okay. Just like the other 2 cards, turn river is beautiful. I hit my queen, top pair, top kicker, which now knocks Gooby out of the race. I check, which PokerSnowie is saying good move. Gooby bets. A little too big. PokerSnowie is saying he should have bet quarter pot. He bet almost half pot. But it's saying, yep, that's what you do in this position. I call, obviously. Yep, correct move. Turn card comes a king, which, yeah, couldn't really figure out what he had. Either he had, a pair or he had junk. I was guessing he had junk. I check, which is the correct move. He checks, which is his correct move as well. So we both played the hand pretty decently, except he shouldn't have played those cards pre-flop. But I went a decent sized spot. So again, I played the ace queen quite good. All right, next hand. Oh boy. I do not want to go broke on the bubble. 1,500 people left, which is only maybe 20 minutes. Oh. I'm the chip leader at the table, so no one can knock me out. Him again. There's a queen. And he calls anything. So I'm going to keep checking until I see an ace or a king. Or jack. Now a 10 completes a straight. At least we're only fighting over 4. I'll give it to him. Okay, so for the last hand of the video, I get dealt ace, king suited in mid position. I end up going heads up against Mr. Doctoro again, and his VPIP was up around 70%. And PFR down around 15%, so very loose passive player. I played a lot of hands against him in this tournament, and he's quite loose and likes to call. So anyways, I bet just over a third of the pot. PokerSnowie says, yep, good bet, or good move, but bet more. So ace, king suited, a premium hand, I should have bet half pot. A little bit more, and that's fine. Backdoor calls because that's all he ever does. Flop comes queen, queen 7, which I'm not a fan of. I'm figuring with him calling my raise, he's got a pretty decent hand too. He might have a queen in there. There's no hearts for me, no draws, no nothing. Really wasn't happy about it. So he checks, I check, which PokerSnowie saying is correct move. Jack comes up, which gives me some outs. So an ace or a king improves my hand, and now a 10 gives me the nut straight. He checks, I check, but PokerSnowie is saying that 62% of the time I can make a small bet and maybe take down the pot right here too. Which, looking back, maybe that's what I should have done, was bet on the turn, but I didn't. River comes 2 of hearts. He makes a pretty sizable bet, which I'm pretty sure he's bluffing at, but I was too scared to lose any more chips, so I folded, and I wonder if that's the right move. And it was. Yeah, I had nothing. And that decent sized bet. Yeah. So I had to put in 2,400 to try to win a pot of 61, or would that have been 85? I think 61. So I folded, which was the correct move. I wasn't sure on that spot, so. Okay. Alright, so to summarize the tournament, I played 338 hands. PokerSnowie is saying that I overall played at an expert level. Obviously I made quite a few mistakes, 22 blunders, which are really big errors in my game. I've got a lot of room to improve here. The closer to 0, the fewer errors you do make based on game theory optimized play. Obviously, in a live tournament, depending on the players you're playing against, you play sometimes outside of GTO, a little more exploitive, especially when I got a loose aggressive player who likes to play anything. I may do things that PokerSnowie is saying is incorrect, but the artificial intelligence does not take into effect the exploitive strategy. So there are some hands and some scenarios where you go outside GTO to maybe try to maximize value or steal blinds, whatever it might be. So I don't think you'll ever get down to 0 in a live tournament, but I think I played pretty good. It was a very tight, aggressive tournament. I think my VPIP was just over 11%, and then my PFR was 10%, so I played pretty tight. It was a large tournament, long tournament. I think I played 6 hours, but I was happy with the results and learned a lot from these hand reviews. So thanks. If you're still here watching, thanks very much. If you like the video, please hit like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And yeah, till the next hand review, have a good afternoon. Bye.